Buenas and half a day. I'm Anthony Tornito,
And I'm Laura Duenas.
and we're from the Guam Department of Agriculture, Division of Aquatic and Wildlife Resources. And this is the Satpa Itota Sali.
Or Save Our Sali project. On our Sali project consists of two sections. The first one is managing or monitoring the population of Sali on Guam and Cocos Island. We do this using our spring bird counts, which were established in the 1960s and consist of 21 transects throughout northern, central, and southern Guam and Cocos Island. In addition to that, we also created 27 Sali transects in 2018 to track the presence of the Sali population and distribution in areas that weren't covered by the spring bird transects. And those were mostly in urban areas. And we used incidental sightings and reports from the public in order to create these transects. As you can see here, a lot of our incidental sightings previously from 2016 all the way to present consist of mostly centralized urban areas in Aganya, Hagåtña, Tamuning, Tumon, Dedido, and small areas or pockets in Jigo. Here's a look at our Sali population estimates from 2010 to 2019. The chart on the screen shows the population counts of Sali through the spring bird count transects. We've highlighted the largest Sali populations, which are Cocos Island in blue and Anderson Housing in yellow. The gray represents Sali presence in other spring bird count transects, mostly located up north, such as Mount Santa Rosa and Anao. The gray areas are what you can see in the gray areas is a decrease in Sali estimates from 2013 to 2019. As you can see, according to this chart, the Sali population looks to be declining, but it doesn't account for Sali moving into areas not located along spring bird count transects. So in doing our Sali surveys, we were able to detect Sali populations that were separate from these previous counts. And so in 2018, we were able to count 57 Sali in urban areas that weren't counted in the usual spring bird count transects. And along with all these incidental sightings and population counts, we were also able to observe nesting and fledging of Sali in these new areas. And because of this, led us to our second project for the Sali project, which is nest monitoring and threat ID.
So like Laura has mentioned, these incidental sightings have led to nest searching and monitoring and their expanded ranges in the urban areas from 2019 to present. Starting with the northern villages of Guam, we have our Dedido population with 3 pairs, 5 nests, and 4 chicks observed. And as you can see, our little Sali over here is perching in a business sign. Moving up to Jigo, we have 2 pairs, 2 nests, and 2 chicks observed. And you can see them here perching on an electrical wire, and their nest was in a power pole. We think that the numbers in Jigo are low because of nesting opportunities on Andersen Air Force Base. Tamuning, Tumon, and Harmon as a single village, we have observed 2 pairs, 6 nests, and 4 chicks. It should be noted that nests have not been found in Tamuning, but we believe that this village may be a transient point between the Tumon, Harmon, Dedido, and Hagåtña populations. And to the left of the screen, this was just last year during the pandemic shelter in place. We were doing some surveys and there were 2 Sali in Upper Tumon. And here are juvenile Salis observed in the Tumon area, and Sali in Tumon are mainly found in business signs. Moving on to Central Guam, to our most active population of Hagåtña, we have witnessed 4 pairs, 14 chicks, and 18 nests. And I love this picture. It's our little symphony of Sali. This is one of our really active pairs in the Serena Park area. So when we see the Sali and Hagåtña, we mainly hear them, but we also sometimes find them foraging. And this was when we could still go to the movies and still do things as normal as we could. They were foraging on some popcorn in a parking lot. So moving to beautiful southern Guam, we have our Dano, or Cocos Island population, with 7 pairs, 22 nests, and 23 chicks. So nest cameras have been placed on nests on Cocos Island to monitor and identify threats. And here's a little snapshot of some of the nest footage we've received. And the pair on the right is one we're currently monitoring because they have a chick. So nest monitoring and threat ID. Some challenges that we faced on mainland Guam is that Guam's urban Sali choose light posts, power poles, and traffic lights for nest sites. As you can see in this picture, we have our Sali on top of a power pole, and actually this guy was ready to fledge. So he had his parents around and then he just jumped down, or swooped down rather. So accessibility, especially as if it's on private property, and safety due to the various dangers to humans, to us as workers, limit DAR's monitoring and threat ID to ground only observations. But nonetheless, here are our threat findings. We have found that stray dogs may cause a problem because when the Sali see them, they do swoop down on them. We also have black drongos. Sali may potentially enter the territory of a black drongo and they will get attacked and potentially pushing the Sali out. And human disturbances. Here was one of our Harmon Sali, and a few months later, this light post they were nesting in actually was outfitted to a solar light, so it didn't have that crevice that the Sali needed or desired for nesting. So moving forward, we had numerous obstacles in the beginning stages and pandemic restrictions in 2020, but with adaptive management, we will continue with nest monitoring, threat ID, and Sali census. Next boxes, banding, and resighting on Cocos and Hagåtña will happen late 2021. And transmitters will be put on our Cocos birds. So with that, I would like to say Govdonkalu Nasidu Usmaasi. Thank you to our community, our partners, and our team here at DAR. The Guam Department of Agriculture Division of Aquatic and Wildlife Resources Sali projects are 100% federally funded by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. For Sali project updates, please visit our website, www.doag.guam.gov/DAWR. If you happen to see a Sali in your village or want to know more information about the Sali project, you may email me at anthony.tornito@doag.guam.gov or laura.duenas@doag.guam.gov. Sidzuus Maasi once again, and buenas mananasizuus.